Well, hello. Welcome to today's Dashcam Diary of a Disabled with me, Chronically Happy. I'm not gonna lie, I'm looking a little rough today. My hair is nasty from sweating so much. It was 90 degrees out when I packed up my stuff and threw it in my vehicle to head on home from this wild weekend and last few days of non-stop, like on the go. It was just consistently just bam, 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 getting stuff done, going to have fun, hanging with my friends, seeing my rave family, camping, dancing, loading and unloading my car like 5-6 times. It's been pretty hectic. Not gonna lie, it's been pretty rough. But I wouldn't trade it for the world, because it's these memories that I'm going to keep to my soul and remember all the times I've got to spend with the people that I care about in my small and medium and big circles that I kind of compartmentalize at times, just because I need to kind of reset myself and have some self-care and get down to business and resting as much as I need to. And it's going to be I'm not unloading all this stuff when I get home. I have basically tomorrow to unload it and then to repack my bags and get on the road again to go see my nephew graduate college. So I'm super excited. I know I say that quite a bit. I am chronically happy, who does have chronic issues a lot of the time with very many different diseases and illnesses. And, I have a lot of dynamic disabilities, and they're invisible. They are not seen. It's so hard for me to be believed, because one minute I look fine, the next minute I don't. One day I can walk, and the next day I can barely keep my legs from slipping out from under me. What I have to say about last night's show, seeing some awesome DJs, Tape B and Levity, and then I got to see them do a B2B. So a B2B is basically both DJs. Well, since Levity is a group of 3 DJs, there were technically 4 up on stage at one time, and a B2B had Levity, the 3-person DJ group, with Tape B on stage at the same time, and they mix their music together. And they have to try and match it and make it flow with 2 different styles of DJing, which is pretty cool to see mashups of 2 different types of DJs collaborate together and to come out with an awesome list of songs that people love and enjoy, of different genres that are mixed together. It was pretty freaking cool, really. Tape B plays a lot more like R&B, hip-hop mixes, and Levity does more dubstep mixes, which Tape B is also dubstep. It's another subcategory. There's a lot of subgenres. My friend would call it techno music, but techno isn't really, that's more of a subgenre than it is like a genre. Techno is not really techno anymore. Techno is like, hey, I listen to techno. Oh, yeah, well, I listen to dubstep. Oh, I'm listening to bass. Oh, I listen. Well, it's just too many people argue about what genre, and they like to gatekeep different genres. Like, no, that DJ's not that genre. They're blah, blah, blah. A lot of people take it too dang serious. And to a point, I do too, because I want to try and be correct. I don't want to mislabel somebody something that they are not. Because that's something that's been happening in my entire life, being labeled so many different things. And to be clear, not that it matters any, but just to be clear, just because of my haircut, just because of what I wear sometimes, I know I look more masculine, but to be clear, I'm a hetero female. I love just men, and I like a monogamous relationship when I get into one. But that's not really on my agenda. I don't really care about any of that stuff right now. I just want to take care of myself and enjoy my life. And if somebody catches my eye someday and I catch theirs, then maybe it'll work out, maybe it won't. Doesn't matter. But it's not something that I am focused on. I'm trying to focus on myself and learning how to be the best version of myself that I can be. But last night, I was truly happy that I had some young guys in the crowd. I was moving through the crowd with my mobility scooter, and I was trying to find a good place to try and move in to go straight to where my rave family was on the rail, because I had some come over and find me where I was at, so they can say hi and be like, blah, 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 nice seeing you, bye, I'm gonna have fun now. I think my rave family just doesn't know what is possible for somebody that's disabled, and so they aren't trying to be exclusive. Everybody tries to be inclusive within my rave family, and I absolutely love my freaking rave family here on the West Coast. I absolutely love them, and they are the most inclusive people I have met in the community so far, in all honesty. I love my first rave family that's more, United States wide. And they are my first loves of, trying to get together and, enjoy EDC, because that's where we kind of met, in that EDC group chat. So they are my EDC rave family, essentially. So, of course I love them, but I've gotten to be a little bit more closer because I can see my other rave family a lot more frequently because they're closer to me, which is wonderful, and I absolutely love it. So anyway, point of the story, I know I get on my ADHD brain tangents and a little off topic. I like to circle back around and come back to it, but these young guys last night, they're probably, younger 20-year-olds, 21, younger 20s, maybe mids. I don't know. I'm a terrible gauge of age. I can't guess ages to save my life. I'm terrible at it. I'm always afraid of being wrong, and then for women, always underguess. That's what I've learned. For women, if you try to guess their age and they want you to guess their age, always shoot for lower. Okay, that's just a little tip. For me, I don't care. I look younger than my age because of my EDS. It's going to catch up to me. One moment I'm going to be young looking, and then the next I'm going to be like old as F. Like, when I blink my eyes, I will suddenly be looking old. Anyways, these young men, they were inspired by me with my mobility scooter halfway in the crowd, just being trying to yell above music, trying to catch people's attention and be and not being timid about it, and also not being rude, trying to be excuse me, can I get by? I usually point in the direction I'm trying to maneuver, and this is the best I've had a crowd in a long time. Since EDC, honestly. I've been to a couple shows with my mobility scooter, and I haven't had as good of a reception as I had last night. So it renews my love of certain crowds more than others. And the DJ that you're going to see really does matter in what the crowd you're going to get. But yes, I had a great time getting through the crowd, and these young men were inspired by me with my scooter. Everybody thinks that if I'm in my scooter, I don't have the ability to walk, but it's a weird misconception, which I don't mind trying to explain, but in a crowd it's hard to explain. So I basically just try to give the explanation of I can walk, I can stand. However, it is very difficult for me to do for long periods of time. And so I am saving the energy that I have and the stability I have as much as I can by using my scooter so I can get to point A to point B, so I can have a good time at point B, and then I still have a way to be able to leave. Otherwise, I can get into some serious problems not being able to leave very easily without assistance. It's just, it pushes my body too far, and I can't handle the repercussions of what it takes a toll on my body afterwards if I don't use my scooter or a rollator or anything like that. But these young men were so damn inspired by me. They didn't think I could walk, which really blew my mind at first, but I understand. I get it. You know, I don't know what, now that I'm disabled, I understand more so than ever. You know, people don't use wheelchairs all the time because they can't walk. It's because they have a hard time to walk. But they were just blown away that when I go to stood up, they're like, wait a minute, how could you stand? And their reactions were just, they were blown away. And it was excitement and just like disbelievement all at the same moment, while also being inspired by me. Like, they were all like, yeah, we'll get you through that crowd. I knew they were the perfect people to ask to help me get to my raid family. After the young guy is like, here, can you stand on your scooter? You should stand on your scooter. I'm like, no, I can't stand on there. I'll fall over. And that's why I think they thought that I couldn't walk or stand. So that they offered me to get on their shoulders, and they helped me get on their shoulders. I knew the security was going to tell me to get down immediately. And I said, I don't think security is going to allow it. And they're like, get over here. And I'm like, all right, whatever. I'll encourage them. I will do what they want me to. I'm not going to, it was too hard to say no. So I let them put me up on the guy's shoulders. I got to be on his shoulders for a minute so I could spot where my family was, so I could fit. It actually helped me, honestly. Like, thanks to them letting me go on their shoulders, I spotted where they were, so I knew exactly where to go in the crowd to get to the rail. But I hung out with those guys for a minute. I gave them some of my side quest cards that I took to give out. I honestly felt like I should have brought more. I didn't know how well received they would be. I don't really bring them to hand out, but I'm going to bring more of my cards to hand out at every event. Just, I don't know, last night's event, I loved the crowd. The crowd were so amazing. They parted the seas for me, even before I got those guys to help me, but those guys helping me get to the rail is what I needed, because by myself it's harder to get people's attention because they're enjoying the show. They're looking forward. They're engaged with their friends. It's difficult to get people's attention to look down to see me with a scooter trying to get through the crowd, let alone people tripping and falling over my scooter because of whatever substances or drinking they're doing. I try my best to keep my scooter like my arms down at certain times so it doesn't like poke people in the back or in their butt, trying to get through, trying not to roll over feet. I did get one person's foot last night, and somebody joked about me running over their foot, and I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. They're like, oh, just joking. I'm like, I was thinking, well, I did run over somebody's foot. Nobody admitted to who it was. But those guys, they were like, disabled person coming through. This is her dream. She needs to get up there. Like it was just, I loved it. I loved their enthusiasm about my disabledness and helping me get through the crowd. And I just had a great time last night. And then to forward some floor along, I did give out all of my bracelets, except for the ones I'm, of course, keeping because I'm a cheese slut and I want to keep some of mine. And yeah, I was blown away with how awesome the crowd was with helping me get through and paying attention more so than average. A lot of the Portland shows lately haven't been very I'm not saying, not accommodating, because the staff have been very accommodating, helping me get to in and out of the venues and where the floor is. And everything is possible if you can put your mind to it, guys. I want to reiterate to the casual or repeat viewers, and also new viewers that are finding my channel for the first time with this video, or any of my other videos, my shorts. I am a multifaceted person. I am a professional patient, a professional patient advocate for people that I know and meet online and in real life. I am a caring, empathetic person that will learn more about other people's illnesses to try and help support them so they don't feel so alone. Because it's so scary to learn and process that you have something going terribly wrong with your body. And I saw recently one of my EDC rave fam members try to reach out to our fam yesterday, and not really many people responded. And it made me feel so bad for him. And so in my messaging to him today, I reached out to him and asked a couple more questions about it. And he's frustrated. I mean, because he learned about what was going on about 6 months ago, and then nothing has progressed since with any forward movement with changing up medications, because things are still happening to him and flares are going on. And he actually has the opposite problem of me with my thyroid. Mine's underproductive, his is over. And I've never actually known anybody in my personal life that has had Graves' disease, but he is extremely frustrated and confused about what he should do moving forward, because nothing's really getting better with what he's doing. And so the treatments that are being offered are kind of scary. One's a clinical trial, and I told him I will look into it for him, because he's just about done. He's like, I'm tired of learning, and I'm just going to do what the doctors tell me to do. And I told him, I'm like, yeah, but doctors don't always know what to do. And then he tried to, defend himself and be like, but the doctor that did find it and told me what it was, he knew exactly what it was, specialist, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I retracted my statement. And I'm like, well, it's not all doctors. Maybe it's just a case that is happening in Oregon. He lives in a different state, so I just I backpedaled a little bit because I didn't want him to be defensive. I didn't want him to feel like the doctors are worthless either, but some of them are. And then he just reassured me that he felt good with that one doctor that he saw, but he hasn't gotten anywhere, and so he's kind of frustrated. And so I told him I was going to listen to some YouTube videos and learn more about his particular stuff. I'm not doing it on my drive home. It's just too much to try and take in, and I don't want to fall asleep to some of this boring medical stuff. So instead, I'm doing some recording to help rejuvenate my mind, so I can just kind of process everything that I've done this weekend as well. I didn't do a video because I was driving in the dark. No, I think I did do a video. I just have to go back to my videos and look. I was thinking I didn't make a video on the way to bed, but I think I did. I think that's the one I'm going to still post. Stay tuned. I haven't posted anything that I've recorded over the last week. I may go back and post some of them, but I know I deleted a couple of them that I was going to post and I didn't. It's too late of information, so at least I got it recorded and I talked about it, got it off my chest. And so sometimes I just end up not posting a video because I'm like, it's no longer relevant with what I'm dealing with, so I'm just not going to post it. So yeah, some of my videos don't end up coming up here online. But I had to clean out my camera or my phone because of the show last night. I got a lot of clips, several minutes long. And my phone is always on the verge of clearing out space because I have like so many photos and videos from years. And then it's backed up on the drive, but then if you delete it from your phone, it's deleted from the drive. So it's not really permanent. It's ridiculous. I haven't found a way to, I haven't figured out a way to keep them on the drive without deleting it on the phone. I don't know. I'll figure it out one of these times. Gosh, thank goodness I'm almost home. I have about 30 minutes left. Hopefully I'm not making this too long of a video. It's already hit that 20-point mark, and it's hard to keep y'all's attention through the whole video. And a lot of ums today. I'm trying to think. There's a lot of stuff going through my brain from the last several days. I really had a good time last night. I recorded some videos of a girl that came up to the rail towards the end of the show. Her and her girlfriends that were so excited riding the rail. So right after I took a couple videos of them specifically, like 15 and 20 seconds long, a couple of them, and encouraging them, yeah, get it, girls. I tapped her shoulder and had her give me her Instagram so I could send her the videos. I find that to be some of the most plur thing you can do is catching people in the moment, in the raw, without posing or without their knowledge specifically, but then also giving them that footage. Like, here, I did this for you, so you can have it. So here. I can delete those videos of those girls now since I sent it on to her. But she was so happy and thankful. And gosh, she's got quite a following on Instagram. Like, she's got like about 2,000 followers almost. I'm like, dang, she's doing pretty good on Instagram. So I'm glad I could help her with some of her rave videos with her and her friends. I'm really happy to help her out. She was just the most adorable, cutest girl, though. Like I said, I'm not into girls in that kind of way. But she was a pretty girl, and she was having so much fun, and like, she was just like an adorable girl. Just her laughter was contagious, and I'm just like, I felt so happy for her. They were having the best time. She had a cowgirl hat on and everything. Pretty girls, and they were a lot younger than me. So yeah, just be kind to people. You don't know who people are, and try not to judge people off of what you see. And first impressions do say a lot. But also, somebody could be having an off day during that first impression. You never know. I was just glad to finally have a good crowd to go through. Because people get stingy with that rail. They really do. Once they're there, they don't move. Well, and plus it's hard to move. Unless you're giving somebody your spot at the rail. Which sometimes happens. I've traded off, I've had people let me ride the rail for a minute, and then, they want their spot back, and I'm like, alright, fine, here you go. You earned it because you were probably standing there for the longest time before anybody even went on. So, kudos to those people that do hit the rail and get their spot well ahead in advance. Just secure it so you do have a place at the rail. Kudos for those people, because with my disabilities, I can't get there early enough a lot of the time. And so it was nice to have my family there to have a secure spot for me and help me get up there with my scooter. It was so great. I think they were honestly really shocked to see me at the rail. They're like, turn around, and there I was, and they're like, yeah. But I really do want to help inspire others. No matter what kind of disability you're dealing with, you can make it to the rail. It just depends on your crowd. Depends on who you end up next to. You never know what you're going to get. So with that in mind, let that be it. Just let that be my message for the day. Keep positivity going. Be kind. Be mindful. Make sure to do self-care, work-life balance. Go after your dreams and passions. Even if you have to work 2 or 3 jobs and do your passions and stuff, as a secondary thing, hopefully you can eventually make it a primary means of monetization. I will be forever looking for monetization on this channel, but y'all just can't keep your attention long enough for these long form content. It's all about that short form, so I'm going to keep trying to post a lot more short form stuff to get my hours and views up enough to monetize, but I'm making it a goal of 5 years from now, so in 2031 hopefully that'll be my dream come true time. Maybe I'll monetize in the next 5 years. That's my hopes and dreams, but honestly it is more so to inspire others. I want to inspire others even without monetization. Just monetization would really help me a lot to get my medical needs covered and for me to be able to buy other supplies that the VA and Medicare do not cover, because I cannot get everything covered very easily. So I pay a lot of out-of-pocket expenses for my medications because I cannot take regular meds. I'm allergic to it all. So someday I'm going to just keep plugging away at this monetization thing. I love you all. Peace out.